I'm back. So I took a break from social media, from Facebook, from Instagram, from doing the YouTube channel, which I've only just more recently started. Because in the beginning, when I posted on Facebook, I never felt great about it. From one, I didn't find it super rewarding or satisfying for me personally. There's a lot of mystery to it. Like, more people see it than you know, and you find out when you meet them down the road and when they're suddenly you face to face and you're talking to them. They seem to know a lot about you for not ever liking or comment, which is fine. And I sometimes wonder if posting takes away from live, in-person conversation because I've posted it. You saw it. So if I tell you about it in person, am I taking away from the conversation because it's been done on social media? But I suck at Facebook. So I'll go on streaks where I just post to try and catch up because often I'm really busy. I spend full days hiking, and then when I get back, I just don't always feel like posting photos. So I now and then do a blitz. But the other side that bothers me some is that, okay, so I'm posting stuff, but I don't always get to everyone else's posts that are following me. And anyone that does follow me, I tell them that straight up. Like, hey, if you're the type that needs, a pat on the back, a like and a comment, or, don't follow me. Because, with all the time that I'm doing traveling and hanging out and exploring and then trying to post pictures about what I've seen, I mean, it all started out with me RVing full-time 3.5 years ago, wanting to still sort of somewhat keep touch with family. I mean, like many people, my family's dysfunctional, and I also am not cut from the same cloth as they are, and I don't think they would disagree. So I took a break, and I just wanted to decide if, just starting the YouTube channel, if it's the right step. Do I want to keep posting or just not at all? And I mean, it's cool what I find, and I do like what I really neat stuff. I want to share it, not because it was me that found it. It's just that I just thought it was really cool. Everything that I've seen has been seen before, posted before, videoed before, so I'm not discovering or seeing anything new in the big picture. To me, yes. And because I am seeing it or discovering it, finding it new to me, I mean, 3 years ago, I didn't even know what Zion was, the park down here in southern Utah. And so if I didn't know about it, then likely a lot of my friends and family back in southern Ontario didn't know about it either. So it's one way of reaching those and spreading, some of the beauty that is out there, some of the wonders. But is that enough for me to keep posting? So I decided to stop posting on everything and take some time to decide. And then one night I had a little bit of port, and I just thought I don't know what inspired me, but I re-videoed myself on giving a banter on why do I bother posting. And it's an honest and sincere question for me, to me. And why do other people post? So, and that is beyond, families who are far apart physically and want to keep in touch. That's great. It's awesome. It's a great platform for doing that. Or if you're actually not that far apart, but lives are so busy these days that one of the few ways you can keep connected and keep up is via social media, and that's fine too. Or organizing events, great. It's all good for that. But that's not really where I'm coming from when I ask myself, why do I post? So during this little bit of break, which I myself didn't even know how long I would take for a break, I posed a question. I told a friend who's a musician. She has some solo CDs on YouTube or on iTunes. She's part of a band, and she does that, you know, pretty regularly, and I love their music. I like it, so I've used it on some of my YouTube videos. Not that I have a ton of them, don't get me wrong. And she does landscaping by day, so I thought, that would be an interesting person to pose the question, why do I post? Why do we post? So her answer, and just as a side note, in the videos that follow this, the two of them were not intended to ever go on YouTube. Kind of like my first video wasn't intended to, but there it is. So these two are very raw, and just me having a bit of fun, but at the same time asking the question to myself, talking out loud, thinking out loud. And so some of the things I say are just meant to be funny. I'm just humoring myself while I look at a serious question of why do I post. And so I'm not that politically inclined. I hear, people make their comments about it, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of our Prime Minister. He's never given me that warm and fuzzy feeling. They all will play whatever part they have to get your vote. So for me, I just don't want to spend that time and energy diving down a hole and finding out, the real truth. It's just not me, but I do, like I said, I poked a bit of fun at it, so, and a few other things. So please just take it for what it is, humor, or just humor me. So anyways, her answer to me was, oh man, I ponder that same question. For myself, she said, or wrote, I feel the need, desire to share because everyone else does, but it actually creates a great deal of anxiety for me. And it just struck me as like, wow, really? That's very interesting, because, of her choices in hobby and profession, to be a musician, to have her own business. It's funny that in an odd way that would create anxiety. And I get it. It's not that So I also posed the question at my sister. Why do I bother posting? Why should I bother? And she wrote, well, I know in time your videos will be seen by many. She's my sister. She's going to say something like that. It's honestly a life dream to see half of what your adventures and surprises and findings, the other half we couldn't believe existed or was out there. Your videos are fulfilling a dream never reached by us or by so many. Fair enough. I do have a friend in the canoeing circle, whitewater canoeing circle, that she followed me on Facebook and is always commenting on my stuff, and I really appreciate her, Mary. And she, even though she is from America, some of the things I've seen have made her, she may have known about it, but she didn't know the fullness of it. So she has found inspiration in that and inspired to actually go see those places. Or that maybe there's some that she didn't even know existed. So that's kind of cool too. I won't deny that. I'm just going to warn you right now, the next two videos are videoed upright. They weren't intended for YouTube, and you got to take them with a grain of salt. But here's me in the raw. Cheers.